Here are a few more simple polynomial operations. We're going to look at this first quantity here, 6 minus x squared, quantity squared. And that's what that means when I say quantity, is these parentheses hold it in place there. This is simply equal to 6 minus x squared times itself, the whole quantity. That's what the squared over here means. Okay, so this is simply a FOIL issue, right, or a FOIL problem. I'm going to go first, outside, inside, last. So first is going to give me 6 times 6, which is 36. Minus x squared times 6 is a minus 6x squared. Now I'm doing the top ones. This times this gives me a minus 6x squared again. Now this times this gives me a minus x squared times a minus x squared is actually a plus x to the fourth, because a minus times a minus is a plus. And there we go. I'm not quite done though. I want to combine like terms. I'll give you a minus 12x squared. And generally you put the biggest exponent term out front. So this is a fourth order equation. The biggest exponent is 4. So I'm going to move that over to the front. Nothing special about that. And then I'm going to move the 36 to the back. This is normally how we see these polynomials. And that's your answer. Nothing else you can do about that. That is as simple as it'll get. Okay, the next one down here is a unique situation, because we're going to have an interesting thing happens when you have two terms like this multiplied with a plus in one side and a minus in the other. So watch what happens. 10x times 10x is 100x squared. You square both the number and the letter, or the variable. Okay, now I'm going to get 10x times minus 3, which is minus 30x. Now do the top part, or these two combinations. Plus 3x times 10x is a plus 30x. Notice those two terms will cancel. And then plus 3 times a minus 3 is a minus 9. Plus times a minus is a minus. And of course, 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 30x minus 30x, these cancel and go away. So you're left with a perfect square, which is 100x squared. Both the number and the variable are perfect squares, minus 9. So one thing folks need to notice here, students need to notice, is that when you have a perfect square minus a perfect square, it will always factor back into its original part you see up here, which is the square root of this first quantity, both the square root of the number, square root of 100 is 10, square root of x squared is x. It'll be this plus the square root of the other number, okay, which is 3, times that same square root of this, minus the square root of this. And this is exactly what we had when we started up here. So notice when you get a perfect square minus perfect square, it will factor into this. They're trying to show you special situations here, so be aware of that.